live? Are we live? Yes, I think we are. We are definitely live. All right. Happy Wednesday, you guys. Happy Mercury Day. It is Mercury Day on Wednesdays. That is what it is. So, I want to do something different. I am going to do a pick a topic type of reading. So, I don't know if I'm going to do this as a pick a card or I'm gonna just do a general. I don't know. Let me sit with it for a second. Let me marinate on that. No, but I have this really cool deck that I just got. I have two cool decks that I just got actually. But one that I thought was really cool was that you can use this to make tarot spreads or just like a one question read where you pull a topic and then you pull based off of that. So what it's showing at the bottom of the deck says, what are the benefits of blank? And then I'm assuming you could pull another card and then ask that question. So for example, top of the deck says, which option would be best satisfying? So if you're asking about different options, so like if I were to pull this card for myself, which option would be best satisfying for me? So if you have two options in your mind of something that you're questioning, you would pull maybe one card, option one, and then option two, and then maybe you could pull another card for each option. So for option one, you could pull a clarifier. Why would this option be best? And then for card number two, why would option three be or option two be best? That's just one of the things. So I'm going to shuffle and see what topic wants to come out. And then I think let's do collective. I'm just leave it collectively open. And then if I feel led to do like a pick a card with a choice, we'll do that. So let me move all of these cards out of the way. The second deck that I just got was the Biblical Tarot, and I just was so geeked about this deck. Like I haven't even read with it yet, so I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'll include it in this reading, but so let's tap in and let's see. I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing good. Let's tap in and see what are the energies and the messages for the collective. What topic should we tap into, Spirit? What topic, what question should we ask ourselves, like, for a reading? Let's see. What is the topic? What is the topic, Spirit? What was the reason? All right. You have quite a bit. Out of these, I feel these two for some reason. So I'm going to take those two. Put this to the side. Move my seashells out of the way. Okay. So, what aspects of self need strengthening at this time? And how can I cultivate more structure and stability in my life? So, these are the most important things the Spirit wants us to focus on. So, let's ask the tarot. What aspects of self need strengthening at this time? For those who are meant to receive this message, what aspects of self need strengthening at this time? Five of Wands came out and a whole bunch of other cards. So, Hierophant, King of Cups. Let's move this one over here. We're just going to focus on this. Six of Wands, the Lovers, the Sun, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay, so what aspects of yourself are needing strengthening at this time? I feel like, for one, just the fact that the Five of Wands was the only card that flew face upward first. Hey sis, hey Yamina, how are you? Greetings. I feel like Spirit is wanting you to push forward, not be afraid of a little challenge, not be afraid. I want to say competition, but you're not in competition with anyone. But not to count yourself out and compare yourself to others or why it shouldn't or couldn't be you. And this could be anything in your life at this time. And it's like standing for what you truly believe in, what you standing in your truth, standing in your power of what's in your own heart and not wavering on that, and you will be successful. So the aspects of your life where you need strengthening is maybe where you feel like you're counting yourself out, where you might question, am I good enough for this? Am I good enough for the situation, this person, to be happy, or whatever the question that you have in your mind. And for some of you, it's like, some of you guys could be students. Some of you guys, this is about you in relations to love. This can also be about being a parent, a mother, or father. But in some kind of way, Spirit is saying, like, you're breaking the mold, you're breaking barriers, and maybe this is having something to do with your inner child self as well. You will be successful if you strengthen the area, the aspect of yourself that you need to strengthen. If you were to fully count yourself in, really see that you have the abilities and capabilities and bet on yourself, believe in yourself, believe that you are worthy, that you are deserving, you are going to see successful results. Okay? Spirit acknowledges, your divine team acknowledges that you've been through some shit. They do. They're not, divine spirit, your spiritual team, they're not stupid. They know you've been through some things, and it's not that they don't consider that, or that they don't care, or they're insensitive to your needs or your fears or your worries or your insecurities, whatever it may be, but they want you to show up. They still want you to show up, because the Nine of Wands is in reverse. So some of you guys may be a little bit defensive. You may want to give up. Right? Like, no, I can't, or I don't know if I'm good enough, or there's too much adversity, there's too much conflict. And Spirit's like, no, you know the right thing to do. You cannot back down. Okay? And backing down doesn't look like being combative or meeting combativeness with more combativeness, but it just means that you know what is for you, or you know what's best, or allow yourself to even give yourself the permission to even meet your best or beyond your best of what you can, whatever it is that you can fathom. Be open to it being better than that, if that makes sense. So I feel like this could be a multitude of things. I feel like you guys all have different scenarios, but the subject is still the same. Okay. So the question was, what aspects of self need strengthening at this time? Let's get an angel number, and then we're going to look at the other question that came out as well. So let's get an angel number for pile, not even pile. I'm not even doing a pick a card. What am I talking about? For this specific question. Okay. 3939 with playfulness. So yeah, you do need to lighten up a little bit. Okay, some of you guys may want to work with some pink. I do notice a little bit of pink in 3 of the cards here. So that energy, that softness, that compassion, just being light. Like, you know what? The approach to this could, be with the playfulness aspect of not taking yourself so harshly, when it comes to things that you feel like, I don't know if it's going to work out for me. I don't, instead of honing and focusing on what did not work in the last season and why maybe this isn't going to work out, or I'm not good enough, or whatever the case may be, focus on the fact of I'm doing this because it feels right to me. It feels good, or it's not hurting anybody. It's not hurting me. It's just fears. It might be a little bit of insecurity, but I'm going to be light about this. I'm going to do this for me. Like, if I look back at my life from years from now, when I'm older, I feel like, from the perspective of, if I look back in my life and I did something that was daring, or something that I feared that I wasn't going to be good enough or I could never accomplish, but I went for it anyway and I experienced what I experienced, I'm grateful that I even allowed myself to do that, instead of playing small or counting myself out and not going for the thing that I wanted to go for. Okay. All right, so let's see. What aspects of self need strengthening at this time? Spirit, can you clarify this energy? What aspects of self need strengthening at this time? What other aspects need strengthening at this time? Okay. Limitation. Exactly. That's all we've been talking about, is you have to break free of your own limitation. You have to strengthen this part of yourself that feels limited or put yourself in this box or due to fear, okay, caution, insecurities. And this number is 44. So 44 can be an angelic reminder. Exactly. Hey, sis. Hey, Tori. Exactly. No more playing small. You can't afford that. And look at all the colors. It's pink. So maybe working with that energy of pink. And even if you are a man and you don't really, you feel like pink is too feminine or whatever, you don't got to wear it. I mean, you can envision the energy of pink around you or the aura, or get a rose quartz or something around you that will soften your energy. Meaning soften doesn't mean being emasculated, but to tone down the criticism and being too hard on yourself and being almost like this rock, because it's like your vibration, your energy it's stagnant when it's just completely just too grounded. It's like you can't get anything out of that. You can't even get through to that energy. It's just like it's just completely just blocked. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get any movement or flow in that type of vibration. So you need to loosen up a little bit, okay? Loosen up a bit. So yeah, so your angel number was 3939. If you see those number sequences or just the number 39 or maybe threes in abundance or nines in abundance, this message is a confirmation for you, okay? To pay attention to those numbers. Because something is blossoming, something is growing or meant to. Like you're meant to expand and not stay in one place, okay? So this card means, it says, take a breath. Happiness and warmth are surrounding you and bringing confirmation that you've recently made the right choice. Feel free to express yourself and get a little playful with life. Let the burden slide off of your shoulders. Things are about to start feeling a bit lighter and fun. In the upright, this represents encouraging transitional energy, feeling confident in a recent decision. Comfort and happiness are flooding in, a period of great happiness. The affirmation is, happiness is my birthright. Happiness is my birthright. Happiness is my birthright. Okay, so let's tap into the next question. Let's put all these cards back. Clear this energy off the table. Okay. All right, clear that question out. So the next question that came out was, how can I cultivate more structure and stability in my life? Okay. How can you structure more stability, or how can you cultivate more structure and stability in your life? Okay. So let's tap in and see. How can you cultivate more structure and stability in your life? Okay, for this question, Spirit, for the collective who are meant to receive this, how can they cultivate more structure and stability in their lives? What can they do to cultivate and structure? Whoa, these cards flew out at me. Now you have the sun in reverse. The first question that we asked, it was actually in the upright. So, okay. Let me clear all this up because this is like all over the place. Seven of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Sun in reverse, the Judgment, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So, how can you cultivate more structure and stability in your life? There's something that maybe you're avoiding that you know that you need to focus on, or that you need to put the groundwork in. And it could be something that once made you happy, or because you don't feel that same excitement. It could just be in life in general, or maybe about a specific thing. It's like you've turned your back away from it. This could be like some type of dream or goal that you've had. So in order to cultivate more structure and stability in your life, it's kind of like start focusing on the things that at hand that you promised yourself. Start with the thing that you promised yourself that you once enjoyed, or that was something that you it's kind of like a dream or a goal, and for whatever reason you've turned your back to it. And I feel like you're being called to it for a reason, or you're being called back into this thing for a reason. Because I feel like your inner child self with the Six of Cups and the Sun card, even, it's like your inner child resonates with this, or it speaks to that pure essence of yourself that, so I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's say you made a promise to yourself that you were going to focus on manifesting your dream home, and that whatever you had to do to get there, or whatever nuggets or gems that spirit left along your path, you were going to align yourself with those things, but you would really focus on getting the groundwork and manifesting your dream. Like you would do what it takes. But maybe because it seemed like it was a block, or life got in the way, or you started getting intimidated by, the house market, whatever, you just started, or the housing, you started to feel intimidated, or you started to feel overwhelmed or stressed, or just other life things got in the way, and you just kind of took your focus off of your dream home. But spirit is saying, like, through that goal, that true pure desire that you had, whatever it was that you said, I make a vow that I'm going to make this such and such thing happen in my life, for me, maybe even for your children with the Six of Cups and the Sun. There could be children involved, that you were going to do this. And by you sticking to that, it was leading you to a place where you would be grounded and stable, that you would focus on the things that you need to focus on and stick to. Hey, Ashley, how are you, sis? Through this, it was going to teach you discipline in some way, or this path, it may be something that you feel was flighty or fleeting, or something that maybe you feel like it was a pipe dream or something like that, but you're being called back to whatever this is. So I know it sounds crazy to say that a dream, or not really even a dream, I don't even want to call it that, something that you're called to bring to life in the physical realm, something, a seed planted inside of you, in your heart, in your being, your soul, that's pure to your essence, something you're meant to cultivate and bring into this life. Spirit is saying to go back to that place, to return back to it. And maybe you've been called to it. Perhaps like you've been feeling it with the Judgment card, like something's been calling you back to a major life, goal, or this path, or something is calling you back to it. And because maybe of just like life getting in the way with the Sun card in reverse, you just feel kind of blocked. You don't have that same enthusiasm. Okay, you can feel a little bit of pessimism there. You want to focus on it anymore. But Spirit is saying, like, if you do the practical groundwork and like put your focus back into this, you're going to see the results. You're going to see movement forward. Okay, you return back to this. And the Six of Cups can also be past energy, nostalgic energy. Yes, getting your summer bod ready. I feel you, sis. Definitely. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Yeah. And I feel like it's also, too, like you moving out of a place within your own mind that kind of like thought negatively about a situation, or just your life in general, that you're moving past that. You're returning back to that place that does have faith, that does trust, that does believe in yourself, that has that pure imagination to create and to manifest the world around you. And it's like get the work done. Like you're returning back to something you've already been working towards. Okay. Also using your skills, using your talents as well to cultivate stability for yourself as well. It's like, don't sleep on yourself. Like, it's almost going back to the first question that we asked, the first spread that we read on. Like, you have to invest in yourself and really bank on you and trust that you can do this. Because I feel like life can get in the way sometimes, and we feel like we have to come down from, our Disneyland way of viewing things. We have to, oh, I got to be realistic. And then we make our life a little too practical, too to the point where we start feeling dead inside. And of course, you're going to start feeling depressed if you're putting yourself in that mindset of like, oh, I need to get real. And you just start thinking that nothing in life can be a miracle or supernatural, or things can't work out for you in an abundant way. It's just like getting in that mindset, it'll make you feel stuck. Let's see. For some of you, you're saying no to the limitations. You're saying no to, like, I'm not going to call myself a failure. I learned my lessons, or those were things that were meant to help, mature me and strengthen me, help me sharpen my muscles, whatever that muscle is, whether it's intuition, whether that's your creativity, whether that's being more disciplined, more responsible in life, like whatever it is, like it's strengthening you. It's meant to help you, not hinder you or make you feel like shit. Like we make ourselves feel like shit because we, instead of taking things from a place of what can I learn from this, we'll look at it as, oh, I'm a stupid person, I'm a bad person, or I'm lame and I'm this and I'm that. And it's like, no, you're taking it the wrong way, and you got to shift that. You got to shift that energy by choosing to see the opposite. And yes, it is realistic to see the opposite. It's not real, like it's bad that we side more with negativity than we do positivity often. Like as humans, people like rather see the bad in things and say that's more realistic. And I get it if the world around you seems very chaotic, but it's almost like we don't even want to acknowledge the good things that go on in the world, in our lives, in our environment. And it's all about perspective, and it boils back down to gratitude as well. If you can be grateful over the small thing, if you can handle the small things, you will be ruler over many, meaning not many people, but many other blessings, other things. Okay, you have confidence. You have a few angel numbers. And just like the first question we asked, playfulness came out with the angel number 39 and 39 too. So you have 413 with synergy. Something with the purples and the pink hues. This can definitely talk about trusting yourself. Like by showing compassion and love towards yourself, you learn to trust yourself more. That is an act of self-love when you trust your voice, where you don't demonize it or go, oh no, I'm stupid, I shouldn't, or that's dumb, or let me trust someone else over my own self. Like you really truly can't trust other people. I know people say you can't love anybody until you truly love yourself, which I feel like you can't fully trust other people unless you trust yourself. In order to trust another person, you have to trust your own judgment, right? So I feel like there's this crown chakra energy, third eye chakra energy as well. And by you, through loving and showing compassion and grace towards yourself and cutting yourself some slack and being honest, yes, be honest and accountable of self, but don't be so harsh on yourself. Being truthful and honest and taking accountability doesn't mean you talk down to yourself or you say you're stupid. It's just like, how can I learn better from this? Yeah, that wasn't cool. Like, I could have did this better, or I could have handled this better, or, this person I should have, had better boundaries, instead of going, oh, you're a dummy or you're stupid or whatever. No, you have to change that dialogue within yourself to get back to that place where you and your inner self and your physical being in the world around you, you're at peace and you're one with it. There's a synergy, there's a resonance there. And it comes also with commanding and speaking truth over your own self and your own life. And you have to have that inner confidence. Confidence isn't, oh, I believe in myself because I have a whole bunch of money and I'm a millionaire, or until I'm a millionaire, or I have to look attractive and I have to have materials to feel confident. No, inner confidence, true confidence about who you are as a person, your character, even the parts of yourself where you've been through things. Did you learn from those things? I'll pull one more card from this deck. How can this collective cultivate more structure and stability in their life? What can they do to cultivate more structure and stability in their life? Overthinking. Got to stop the negative dialogues and how you see yourself, and the worry and because I feel like self-prophecy, the number 46 essentially is a number 10, which is a 1. It goes back to the self. It always goes back to that number 1 energy, which is you, right? The number 46, I know 64, if you flip the number, I know 64 usually is a number of prophecy, if I'm not mistaken. So self-fulfilling prophecies is based off of your thinking. So you don't want to think about things negatively so much because they'll start to project in your physical reality. How you perceive things is going to be taking root and then it starts to grow. So rather than that, be be more lighter in your energy. Let's see what these angel numbers. I already know what that one means, but I'll read it again in case you guys didn't stick around for that, because we did pull that in the other question. Yeah, because the pinks in this deck can represent playfulness and health and immaturity. Purple can represent spirituality, luxury, and mystery. And the blues with a little tinge of green, it looks like. So the blues represent tranquility. My God, tranquility. I can't even talk. Tranquility, security, fear. And greens, fertility, money, and guilt. Okay. The triangles also represent protection, action, and strength. The flowers, they represent joy, pleasure, and money. The word money came out twice. So this is about, some of y'all have gifts or skills, talents, things that you sleep on, things that you're not fully moving in, or you're like putting up the limits because it didn't work out before, X, Y, and Z. Like, no, you got to push past all of that, go where you're wanted. The circles represent cycles, completion, and creation. Exactly. So the twos represent harmony, balance, and cooperation and trust. Threes represent communication, eloquence, expression, and forgiveness. Fours represent practicality, hard work, protection, and foundations. Ones represent actions, the self, optimism, and determination. The nines represent cycles, completions, higher self, and potential. Sevens represent the inner strength, empathy, learning, magic, and luck. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on threes, twos, ones, of course, nine, a lot of fours, a lot of twos. It's very strong. Okay. All right, so let's see what 220 or 272 means in this deck. Are you living a purpose-driven life? Your angels are urging you to take control of your narrative. Embrace your goals. Dream big. You should never diminish your light for anyone or anything. Side note, dreams are absolutely essential to a purposeful life, but so are the actions you take to achieve them. Yes, challenges will crop up. Yes, fear and doubt are very human, but so are optimism and hope. Which will you choose? These messages is like on point. The angel numbers are on point to the message. It's just like an extension of, you know, or confirmation or clarification. So 413 says, recognize that everything is a cycle, light and shadow, day and night, good and bad. It is all a balance. No one is just one thing, nor are we lone islands. Establish a network of mutual support in your communities. Creation begins with an idea, but it becomes infinitely more beautiful with collaboration. This is a sign of strengthening bonds, of newly found forged connections, and standing by your friends. So, in other words, like your spiritual team doesn't want you to think that you're by yourself. And some of you may not have a community. Some of you guys may feel like you don't have support or, and sometimes it just requires you speaking up. Like if you do have friends or family or you feel like you have people around you that you don't feel like support you, speak on that. Express that, express, I wish I had more support, or that you guys, would just root for me, and then you never know what would come of that. If you're someone that doesn't have much family at all, or you're not cool with your family at all, or you don't have much friends, to let spirit know that you need help, and let spirit know that you want to connect with others, because I feel like you have a lot of potential. Some of you guys are just hiding yourselves too as well, or you're hiding parts of yourself from people around you. You're not even giving people a chance to connect with you or get to know you. And again, it goes back to how you're viewing yourself. Okay. So the upright, it says, ugh, my goodness, camaraderie and being there for your friends, creating something greater than yourself, support networks and community growth, deepening connections and standing together. The affirmation is, it will all work out better than I could ever imagine. Why didn't the other one, or maybe I just skipped it. Let me go back to, yeah, I did. Oops, let me go back. 272's upright, it says taking actionable steps towards your dreams, embracing confidence and hope, aligning with your true path in life, tackling challenges with conviction. The affirmation is, everything is always working out in my favor. Everything is always working out in my favor. Everything is always working out in my favor. Okay. And then 413's affirmation is, it will all work out better than I could ever imagine. It will all work out better than I could ever imagine. It will all work out better than I could ever imagine. All right, so 3939. I read this one earlier, but we're going to read it again because it came out again. Okay. Take a breath. Happiness and warmth are surrounding you and bringing confirmation that you've recently made the right choice. Feel free to express yourself and get a little playful with life. Let the burden slide off of your shoulders. Things are about to start Things are about to start feeling a bit lighter and fun. Encouraging transitional energy, feeling confident in a recent decision. Comfort and happiness are flooding in. Period of a great happiness. Affirmation is, happiness is my birthright. Happiness is my birthright. Happiness is my birthright. Okay. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to pull from the Biblical Tarot because I'm just anxious to use that deck. I have to, okay? I have to use that deck. So maybe we can get a little more divine messages, anything else that would like to come out. How did some of these cards come out sideways like this? Okay, so, let's see. I'm really wanting to I want to read with this deck so bad, and I'm about to do that right now. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see if there's any divine messages. Yes. Happiness is my birthright. Y'all can go ahead and leave it in the chat. Don't be shy. Reaffirm that thing. That happiness is your birthright. All right, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for your divine guidance, divine wisdom, and truth and clarity. Ask for divine blessing. Message for those who are meant to receive it, who are meant to watch this, hear it, whenever space and time that they do join and watch this reading. Okay, so, whoa, what the hell? This card flew right out. It's the Six of Feathers, which is the Six of Swords, and it's the character in the Bible, Ruth, and I think this is Naomi, her mother-in-law. They just lost their husbands in the war. So Ruth decided to go with Naomi back to her homeland after the devastation of both of them losing their husbands in the war. So the biblical scripture comes from Ruth 1:16. But Ruth replied, "Do not urge me to leave you or to turn my back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." I talked about Ruth's story a lot, the Bible story of Ruth, how she, like I said, she goes through the devastation of losing her husband in the war, which is her mother-in-law, Naomi's son. And Naomi also loses her husband in the war. So Naomi's like, you know what? I'm going to part ways with my, speaking to her daughter-in-laws. I have to go back to my hometown. There's nothing left for me here. and all the other women go back, or I think it was one other daughter-in-law that, you know, stayed, went back to her homeland. And Ruth was like, no, I'm coming with you. I'm not going to leave you. Wherever you go, I'm going to go. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. I'm going with you. And Ruth goes to her homeland, Naomi's homeland, her mother-in-law, and she decides to go out for work, you know, to make, you know, take care of them, right? So Ruth works out in the field. She's gleaning. She bumps into a man named Boaz who pretty much runs the fields. He's highly respectable. Everyone greets him. Everyone knows who he is. He takes a liking to Ruth. He's, you know, he's asking about her, inquiring about who she is, and takes a liking to her and tells her, like, you know, stay here in our field and we'll watch over you, you know, pretty much letting his interest be known a little bit. And long story short, Naomi instructs her to go back to the field once Boaz is done working and he settles down for the night, and to go meet him where he is. And long story short, they end up getting married. He redeems their family name, takes care of things. So it's a story of transition. If you're being guided, and it doesn't have to be literally moving location wise, this could just be spiritually, energetically, or it could be a job change. You might be guided to do something different. You're being called to transition, and trust on that. You may have to make a sacrifice, but that sacrifice that you make is going to bless you. Okay? Whatever it is. And I feel like you're being divinely called to it. And there's like a dove. There's a white dove right here. Doves are divine messengers. They represent the Holy Spirit. So this is like a divine whisper to nudge you. I want to see what, let me see. 6 of feathers is 6 of swords in this deck. So let me see. All right, so it says leaving behind hardship, journey to a new beginning, loyalty and commitment in transition, facing the unknown with hope, redemption and renewal. Okay, so you're being called to move in the new energy, new direction, different state of mind, taking that chance that you're being divinely nudged to do. And I feel like it's a very gentle nudge. It's like a devotional to something, or maybe to someone that you feel called to move in that direction. So you got to trust this transition that you're in right now. Okay, I feel led to say something about June could be significant. The month of June could be a time of transition for a lot of you. If this is your message, if it, you know, if it genuinely resonates anyhow, yeah, this is what I'm getting. Yeah, beautiful. Aren't these cards just vibrant, just divine? Like, I love it. And those of you that know me, y'all know I love the biblical stories. See, what's at the bottom of the deck? You have the Two of Grains, which is the Two of Pentacles in this deck. And it's Lydia, the faithful businesswoman. From the book of Acts 16:14, one of the listening was a woman from the city of, I don't know what that is, a dealer in purple cloth. She was a worshiper of God. So you guys may be business entrepreneurs, and you want to start a business or you want to invest in a business. You may have a hard time choosing if it's something you should invest in, but I feel like you should. It's at the top of the deck. You have 3 of feathers, 3 of swords, rebellion against David. I think this is King Saul. It's a long story short, but basically the king was shaken. He went up to the room over the gateway and wept. As he went, he said, my son Abraham, or Absalom, my son, if you only had died instead of you. Oh, yeah, Saul was getting his ass handed to him. He was basically about to be dethroned. So, yeah, for some of you guys, it's a period of transition that you fear that you're not ready for. Um, Maybe even fearing what other people will think, or feeling like you're not going to be welcomed, or something that's blocking you. But no, Spirit is calling you. You got to get out of your own way. So let me see what the 2 of grains mean, and then the 3 of feathers. Grains. It's a little guidebook. A little small. Okay, so it says balancing material and spiritual, skillful management of resources, adaptability in business and life, integration of faith into daily activities, prosperity combined with generosity. Okay, so yeah, the question was that we had got was how to cultivate more stability um, in your life. So I do feel like there's a need of balance. If you are working right now and you're like, well, I want to transition out of that into my own business, or I'm doing my own business, but it's not working out, and maybe I need to transition into work. Maybe there's a little give and take here to where you can prepare yourself for that transition that you want. Like, you have to have some practicality, but don't get pessimistic though. Okay. All right, Three of Swords or Three of Feathers says betrayal, emotional pain and suffering, heartache and sorrow, intense grief and distress, profound sorrow and a sense of loss. So you could be feeling this right now, but you're in the midst of a transition, and Spirit is encouraging you to move towards that transition. You're being called to it, and trust. Okay, might not look like it's gonna work, but you gotta trust, you gotta have faith. Look, Queen of Chalices, Hannah, the mother of faith. Her story was she thought she couldn't get pregnant. Okay. She thought that the very thing that she desired so much would never come to pass, because her husband and his other wife, she was able to produce and have babies and give her husband a son. But she, Hannah, the other wife, she was like, I can't even produce children. And I feel like this woman is taunting me. Like, she's making fun of me. She's making me feel stupid. And she cried out to God and said, God, just bless me with a child, okay? It says, I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I've asked him. So now I give him to the Lord, for his whole life will be given over to the Lord. So Hannah gave birth to prophet Samuel. And Samuel was a very prominent character and figure in the Bible. So she gave birth to purpose. She gave birth to someone who had a calling and had a purpose in the future. So you have to kind of have that faith that what you're asking for, even if it doesn't seem like it's going to come to pass, that ultimately that thing that you want and desire, if you give it to source, you give it to source, God, that I trust that this is going to come to pass in the way that it's meant to. I dedicate this to you. There's a blessing behind it, because it's not just about you. And your desire may be deeper than what you think it's for. Like, yeah, she might be thinking, I want a baby. But deep down, what she's desiring, that is not just coming out of her own fleshly desires. It's coming from her soul. It's coming from source God. God planted that there. Why? Because Samuel was meant to come into this physical space, in this physical realm. He was called to be a prophet. He was what the people prayed for at the time. Like, to be that spoken voice, because for some reason humans, we have to have some physical something to look after and model after, whether it's a president, whether it's a prophet in the church, whether it's a tarot reader. Like, we have to have somebody to validate things, and God does use us as mouthpieces. God can use anything or anyone as a mouthpiece, no matter the title or the label. You can just be someone on the street, and God can still use you as a voice for someone. So people were praying for a prophet. People were praying for a voice to speak on behalf of God or their God. And Hannah's desire went hand in hand with that. It was a part of the collective desire, whether she realized it or not. Right? So I feel confident to say that the ultimate thing, that the vision that you have for yourself, is not your desire flesh alone, but it's a soul desire. It's connected to the source God and connected to the collective that is also connected to source God and connected to you. Whether you know it or not, you know these things or these people or whatever it is, or how it's going to bless, or how whatever it is that you're bringing into fruition is going to bless others. Okay? There's something connected to this. Whether you see it as a small thing or a grand thing, or you don't even know. I feel confident in saying that. Yeah. Okay. But I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me see. I want to read the chalice, the Queen of Chalice. Deep faith and devotion, perseverance through hardship, the power of heartfelt prayer, transition from sorrow to joy, fulfillment of a deeply held wish. I'm telling you right now, I feel confident saying what the fuck I just said, okay? wholeheartedly feel confident in this, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm sending you guys much love as always. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining and watching. If this message blessed you, go ahead and like this video. And I appreciate the likes already, you guys. Go ahead and show some love. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, I am available. I will leave all of my information in the description. And if you guys have any questions about my readings and my services, feel free to send me, hey sis, how are you? Thank you, I appreciate it. If you feel drawn to a reading, you have questions, go ahead and email me. Don't be shy. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys soon. Hopefully I'll do a love reading sometime soon. I don't know. Maybe I'll do one tonight. Let me ground and get myself together later on, and then I'll see how I feel. And then, yeah, possibly we'll do a love read. It feels like it's been a minute since I did a love reading, like for everybody, a collective read. So, yeah, get with me, you guys, if you're interested. I do coaching sessions as well. Sometimes we need a little bit more than just tarot reads. So I got you on that as well. And I would love to help you guys, assist you, work with you. And yeah, much love as always, y'all. Be blessed, be safe, take care. Till the next message or reading. Peace.